All right, let's begin.
You can read a person over weeks or months, watching them interact with their spouse, watching them interact in their private life and their public life, and then you come up and you think that you got it right. If you dig into that vulnerability, right, and you say, hey, sometimes I don't like my wife, man. Like, I married her, I made a promise to a lot of people, but sometimes I really don't like her at all. And then they come back and they're like, man, I totally understand. Tell me more, right?
We're
And
gonna pause it every now and then because I don't want to get demonetized.
then you're breaking into that secret life. It's not because they should be ashamed, it's because they are ashamed. And if you can be vulnerable with somebody and help them feel less shameful, you're winning incredible loyalty from them. Because guess what? There's only one other person in the whole world they can talk to about it now. You.
So he's applying one of the laws of power is make people dependent on you, um, and you make them dependent by you representing something that they lack in their lives, and that sometimes is somebody who they could be honest with. And this is why people fall in love with their therapist, because it's not just a trauma bond, but also not trauma bond. It is but also it's the fact that you know me for who I am, and that's it. And that's really seductive. That I call that psychologist game. If there's a video of a psychologist talking about that, somebody send it to me so we can react to it.
And that's something that we carry to bed. If anybody's ever been in your secret life, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's like something that's heavy on your heart. You're like, there's only one person I can talk to about this.
Yep.
Right?
It's you have this a lot with sexaholics, drug addicts, alcoholics, where with their sponsors. And you see this a lot in those places where people fall in love with their sponsors. That's why they tell people that if you do get a sponsor, don't get the opposite sex. So if a woman gets a male sponsor and he's helping her out, the guy might not be trying to seduce her, but because he's the only one that she could be honest with, those women end up falling in love with their sponsors. And then now you're in love with someone, and a lot of the people relapse because of that. Because when you fall in love through trauma, emotions that are uncontrollable come out, and you've only learned how to cope with it one way.
And then you think about them constantly. And when you get your chance to talk to them, it's like coming home again.
Dude, this is literally like sponsors or like psychologists. Like it's literally that. Sorry for the pausing.
We simulate to create like that artificial relationship in espionage is to get people to tell us those secrets. It's not healthy. I don't think for a second I'm trying to advocate that we should all do that, but that is what we do.
Well, I mean,
yeah, actually, let's go. Let's see if we can find this here. Let's say enter their spirit. Robert Greene talks about this, and he even says that it's actually one of the most powerful forms of seduction. Let's put it right here.
You don't have to be good looking to seduce. That's a myth. Some of the greatest seducers, male and female, were not good looking at all. It's about psychology and it's about how you carry yourself. What makes for a great seducer is very simple. I can summarize it very simply. You are outer directed. When you meet somebody for the first time, or you're on a date or whatever, you're not having that internal monologue going, does she like me or does he like me? Am I dressed well? Am I saying stupid things? What can I do to impress them? No. Turn it off and you're outer directed. And you're listening to them, and you're entering their spirit, and you're hearing them say things that give you idea of what they're missing in life, of what they want, of what their needs are, of what makes them an individual. Absorbing it, you're entering into their spirit, and you can reflect it back to them. You can give them gifts, you can take them to places that show that you're attentive to them. You look at...
Right? And this is like the going to heaven version. What the CIA guy's version is, you're going to hell. That's the type of version it is.
I do think that it is applicable to customer service and leadership in the sense, I think one of the things that made me good early on is I was just curious about people. I wasn't curious about the car. I could care less about the car. In fact, if they asked me about the car, I didn't know how to answer their questions, right? Because I wasn't a mechanic. And so for me, I was more curious, like, oh, where are you headed today? Oh, I go work at Microsoft. Yeah. Oh, what do you do over there? Like, and it was natural. It wasn't. I wasn't doing it for any other reason than that was just how I think. Like, I'm just genuinely curious. So I think that that has many applications, but it crosses over to if you want to serve a customer base and the exchange of value.
Dude is talking way too fucking much. Holy shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, like, get to the freaking point, bro. But that's something that most people never think about, right? Where you're trying to understand a person's weakness, and you think that's just manipulating them. No, like understanding what people are going through, and getting them to open up and talk to you about it. It's like, imagine your boss. You find out your boss is going through something bad in his marriage. I can promise you that confidence will open doors for you. Or the blackmail.
Isn't just money. So I think it's very relevant in that sense.
I agree with you.
Thank you, bro, for
I'm
talking.
gambling
Holy
my
shit.
entire family's financial legacy on my belief that the tools that we use in espionage are relevant in business.
Yeah.
We've built a business that models it. We teach people how to use it, right? So I am completely with you. And your whole point about using it in customer service, using it in sales, using it inside a corporate structure just to move up the corporate ladder, right? Because if you can get into your boss's private life or your boss's secret life, if you even understand the concept of working a human relationship to your benefit, now you're the first one on the docket for promotion.
That is so fucking true. Like, revealing things like that, and that's why it's very important to give off the vibe that you could talk to me. Like that is such a powerful thing. Like you can tell me whatever you want type of shit. Like it's so, and this is honestly sometimes this is why toxic relationships can be so attractive, because a lot of the times the toxic people know each other's toxicity. Like, I know that you know that I'm this type of person, and nobody else knows how mean I could be. And just understanding that you know me for who I am, even though I'm evil, is seductive. And you can use that to cross any type of psychological barrier between you and somebody else. You just gotta find a way to bring that out.
First one on the docket for a raise. You're the first one on the docket for, expanding business in the next county over, or fixing a problem somewhere else in the country, right? Because you are able to manage the relationship. You're able to use vulnerability and authenticity.
Actually, let's look at the part selective weakness. I think it's Robert Greene talks about it. Let's find it, because he talks about it. 48 laws. No, it's called a surrender tactic. Let's look for it, because what it does is let's find it right here. Okay, here it is. This is the law of how to find people's weakness.
Of the masses. Law 33.
There you go.
Discover each man's thumb screw. Everyone has a weakness, a gap in the castle wall. That weakness is usually an insecurity, an uncontrollable emotion or need. It can also be a small secret pleasure. Either way, once found, it is a thumbscrew you can turn to your advantage. Law 34.
Look, we're gonna go over that chapter in our Robert Greene book club, because I think that's a really good chapter. Because it is true. If you could discover a person's weakness, if you can make them understand that you know their weakness, that you're empathetic to it, and weakness doesn't just mean blackmail, right? It could just mean that I know that you cheated on your wife last year and I got picked. I'm kidding. It could just be that I understand that you're going through a rough time, and getting them to open up about their private lives, you could gain immense power. So tomorrow we're uploading this one, which is about creating pain. It's the art of seduction. But for next week, we're going to do that chapter. It's going to be really good. Let's keep listening. Is there anything else he has to say?
And turn that into actual value.
Good. But the key is once you know a person's weakness, use it for value, right? And that's the tricky part. But to be honest with you, most people never even learn a person's weakness. Like, so you gotta be motivated to find it. Once you do, you'll see the immense leverage you have from that.
Are you needy and creepy? Do you have a tough time coming across confident when you like the person? A lot of the times you just don't know what to do. You have habits and patterns that whenever somebody triggers you, you completely forget what to do the right thing. Well, guess what? I have a course for that. And it's called The Psychological Game of Attraction, Natural Chemistry, and The Feminine Woman. What I call the fundamentals. All of those courses are meant to eradicate and exercise the needy, creepy parts in you through action. Meaning, you do what the videos say, and without a shadow of a doubt, you actually get the results. You'll notice that men call you back more. Men will want more relationships with you. They're gonna be the ones that are needy and creepy. They're gonna be the ones that want something. They're gonna be the ones that are the aggressors in trying to get a relationship out of you. But the problem is that a lot of people just watch one or two videos and completely forget that there's actually a system. Don't just watch one or two videos. Get the system either by purchasing all of them and get a discount, or purchase them individually. Because a lot of the times just watching one video in isolation, you actually miss the big picture. You have to understand why it works. You have to understand what to do next. And a lot of times my videos just can't address that. A lot of people, you see by the testimonies right here, a lot of people have done what those videos say and they've gotten results. Like the other day, I was in Mexico and they were like, "Hey, Alexis," and I'm like, "Hey, oh my God, your videos are so great." And I'm like, and she was like, "Look at my kid." I'm like, what you talk about your kid? That's not my kid. She's like, "No, no, no. Because of him, because of your videos, he's here." And I'm like, okay, all right, that's a but I get that a lot. And ironically, that woman watches all of my videos, right? So purchase those courses, man. And if you don't like it, you actually could get a 30-day money back guarantee, right? Purchase them individually or get a discount and purchase them all by clicking on the description down below. You have the option of purchasing the one with the bonuses that obviously it's more material, where it's like I give you guys meditations. There's also other courses on how to make friends, how to master anything, or you could purchase it without the bundle, which is much more affordable. All right. And with that, you guys are able to support my channel, which will allow me to make more videos. Okay. Anyways, see you guys inside and thank you.